Oracle, you can use Eclipse, you can use, obviously, Oracle JDeveloper. You can use any type of Java environment that supports a true a Java EE type environment. Obviously, if you use the Oracle tools, they integrate with web server real easy. So if you choose to use Oracle JDeveloper, when it comes time to actually deploy your applications on Weblogic, when it comes time to do unit testing and a lot of additional features, it integrates with that environment real easy. Eclipse has a lot of additional tools also. But if you choose not to use those environments, if you choose to use other Java development environments, certainly you can use them with WebLogic, but the integration may not be as easy. The integration with a source control tool that then integrates to the WebLogic server might be a little more of a challenge for you. Inside of JDeveloper, it happens virtually transparently. Enables administration of sophisticated systems via a well-designed graphical console and or automation. Oracle has a tool called Enterprise Manager. There's a WebLogic Services Manager that allows you to look at all your web services things. They're all in a graphical environment. You can do logging and testing and set up security, set up all of the different Java technologies that are out there. You can do that right through a graphical console, which is nice. You don't have to go through all the command line tools if you don't like them. Delivers reliability, performance, tested over years of enterprise-grade production use in demanding customer environments. Again, this isn't version 1 of the application server, of the WebLogic server. BEA has been around for a long time. They have tons of clients who have enterprise-type deployments in your system. And most people don't know this, but do you know that Oracle actually paid more money for BEA than it did for Sun? Virtually everybody knows who Sun is, right? Sun, was a giant in the computing world all through the 90s and 2000s and everything like that. Some people knew who BEA was. They obviously made a really good product and everything like that. But Oracle actually paid more money for BEA by like $500 million. I think it was 8.5 for BEA, and they paid $8 billion for Sun. So Oracle obviously valued what they could get out of BEA even a little more than all the great things they can get out of Sun. Clustering technology, cross-domain management, comprehensive diagnostic tooling, obviously essential for any type of production environment. Seamless migration and failover from one server to another, ensuring continuous operation for business-critical applications and servers. Again, if you're going to have this enterprise-wide tool, especially if you have customer-facing web pages that you want to integrate with your existing systems, you have to have an enterprise-wide tool. The Oracle WebLogic server provides you with all of those different tools. Deep diagnostics, memory leak detection, prevents application disruption by getting to the root cause of issues. Provides robust support for the latest emerging Java EE APIs, including web services, transactions, persistence, and security. Does everybody know what persistence is? That's definitely something that a lot of people kind of struggle to get their arms around. What persistence is the fact that Oracle is based on relational technologies. Java is based on object-oriented technologies. So there has to be kind of a mapping between relational tools and object-oriented tools whenever you have an application that's going to interface with a relational database type system. Java is very efficient at saying, okay, somebody's navigated away from this page, I don't need this page in memory anymore, I'm just going to flush it out of memory. Well, what happens if you have this complex application, you have a whole bunch of screens where people are putting information, they haven't committed it to the database yet. They navigate away from one screen, they go to another screen, they put in some information, they navigate to some other screen, and then they realize, uh-oh, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do this transaction, they hit cancel. Because the enterprise edition of the Java virtual machine is so efficient at getting stuff out of memory, as soon as they scroll away from these different pages or go to different parts of the application, you kind of lose all of that information, whether they updated, maybe they updated a record, maybe they changed the record around. So you have to have this technology that persists all of the information because you haven't actually committed it to the database yet or rolled it back from the database. So there's a whole bunch of different persistence technologies that are built into that. And obviously, you have to have real tight security. Again, an enterprise type tool where you're exposing it not only internally, but externally to people. You don't want hackers getting in there and looking at information that you don't want. The WebLogic server has all of those great things built in. Provides developers with choice of programming models, frameworks, tools to match the needs for SOA, Web 2.0, messaging, all the great different Java tools that are out there, things that companies are trying to do. WebLogic provides all of that for you. Provides effective management and monitoring of production applications. Again, if things aren't performing well, you want to have really robust tools so that you can get in there and see all of that stuff. Reduces connection and configuration problems with easy linkage to Oracle database, Fusion middleware, and Oracle applications. You don't have to use an Oracle data store to work with Weblogic. It supports JDBC, so you can download JDBC drivers and go out to a SQL Server database or an IBM DB2 database. Obviously, since this is an Oracle product, they made the transition into Oracle data sources as easy as possible, just like Microsoft does. But you're certainly not limited to that. Near continuous operation, extremely robust and automated failover within clusters. I keep looking at that and breaking my neck when I got the stupid screen right in front of me here. You can scale out applications horizontally, dynamically by adding additional nodes to live clusters and load balancing among them. Having a load balancer in front of your systems will obviously help, but Weblogic has a whole bunch of load balancing tools built into it. So it's smart enough to say, hey, this one node is being pounded, the next request that comes through for information, I'm going to reroute it over here. It has an incredibly sophisticated number of tools that allows you to do that. Configuring and monitor application server instances across clusters and domains from a unified management environment. You don't have to have all of these different tools to make it work. If you've worked with any other application server out there, a lot of them have different tools that do very specific things. The Oracle Enterprise Manager that comes along with the WebLogic Service Manager, incredibly powerful. Allows you to do all of these things. Identify critical bottlenecks, profiling, monitoring, managing applications in production without impacting runtime behavior. So let's take a look at the architecture now. How am I doing on time, by the way? 9:37, okay. So a domain, anytime you set up a WebLogic server, you want to start using it, you want to start putting applications out there, everything is built into a domain. And a domain is simply a cluster of different application server instances running together. So you can think of like Oracle RAC. Does anybody have Oracle RAC? You have all of these individual instances and they're all kind of clustered together and they work as one. So as part of a domain, you will always have an application server that's built into it. So as soon as you create a domain, you have this instance of the WebLogic server called an administration server. You could, it is a full-blown J2, I keep saying J2EE, they don't call it that anymore, Java Enterprise Edition, JEE application server. It is a full-blown application server. It is designed to manage everything that's as part of the domain. But you could, if you wanted to, it's not a good idea, you could, if you wanted to, start deploying applications to your admin server. You could do that and serve it up from your admin server. Again, it's not a good idea, it's not encouraged by Oracle. But the administration server is going to keep track of everything that goes on. It's going to have all the security issues for any of the actual managed servers that you make as part of your domain. It's going to keep track of any type of clusters. So when it comes time for me to deploy an application, it's going to be the administration server that says, oh, okay, you just deployed a new application. I have to replicate this to all of the managed servers inside my domain, and it'll do that for you automatically. It'll keep track of all the transactions that are going on. Anybody who's working on a transaction, if the one server crashes for whatever reason, if you're in a clustered environment, it'll transfer that transactional information to another node in the cluster so that the end user doesn't get some weird page if they're in the middle of making an order on your system. It'll automatically transfer all of that information. It'll handle all the security. It'll handle all of the JDBC connections that go out to your data sources, whether they're Oracle or anything like that. So that's what the admin server is going to handle. And again, you can't create a domain without an admin server. It has to be there. What you will create on top of that are your managed servers. Your managed servers is where you're going to deploy your applications. This is where your end users are actually going to interact with you inside the applications that you create. So out of the box, when you buy a WebLogic server and you download it, or you download it and you start putting it inside your organization, you have the ability to create Java Enterprise Edition managed servers. Full-blown JEE managed servers. So you have all the technologies that are available to you inside of the Java stack. So you want to use EJBs, you want to use JPAs, you want to use any of the technologies that go along with Java. That's what you get out of the box when you buy Oracle WebLogic server. If you want additional pieces, you can certainly buy those from Oracle. Oracle provides all these different managed services for you. We talked about them before. We're going to go through them coming up here pretty soon. So how do things get clustered together? How do these domain things work when you're talking about a cluster? So let's say I have two different Linux servers. And obviously they're separated, they're two physical